Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's Skull Royal back at it with another video, and today is gonna be a reaction towards Goresh, the top 10 worst summonable Sparkings in the game. Well, of 2021, I should say, my fault. Not the game in 2021. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, as well as leaving a like and then comment down below your thoughts on my reaction, as well as Goresh's video. Now the link of the original video will be in the description below. So yeah, as well as I'm gonna also react to the comments because I saw the notification of the truth actually reacting to the comments. So I know the comments is probably freaking wild. So I'm most likely gonna agree to Goresh's video because Goresh is he knows what he's talking about, and I'm pretty much kind of got the idea on which Sparking is probably going to be in the list, but the one I'm more intrigued about is the comment section, because you know how the comment sections are. So yeah, also I'm going to put it, actually this is a YouTuber a viewer tip. So usually when YouTubers ask for watch time and stuff like that, is for you to watch the video, right? To make the video even more quicker for you guys, just go to playback speed and put it like a faster playback. So especially if you listen to a YouTuber like myself or Goresh or The Truth and stuff like that, we have probably an average speed voice. To make it even more faster, just put the playback speed even to a higher quota, so that way you can just watch the video even more quicker. That's it. Help us, bro. We help you guys provide the content. Help us just watch it. Just, watch time. Easy. And subscribing as well. That's a both for us. It's a win-win for both of us. Anyway, let's get started.
So last year I did a video going over the top 10 worst Sparkings released throughout the year, and I've had a lot of people ask me if I could go and do the same thing this year, so that's what this video is going to be about. Before we get into the list, there are two assumptions that I want to make clear about how I ranked these units. Number one, all units are being ranked in the current meta, and not when they initially released. Now, obviously, some of the units on my list were actually pretty solid when they came out, but have significantly fallen off by this point, so that's just something to keep in mind as we go through the...
For those who haven't watched Goresh's video, please keep that in mind. And also, this is his opinion. I'm just gonna go over my opinions as well throughout his video.
Here. And then number two, all Sparkings on this list are going to be summonable premium characters. So units like Green Kid Buu and Yellow Rose Goku Black, who are obtainable through events only, are not included on this list. And then just the last thing I want to mention before jumping into the list is that when I was making last year's list, I noticed that there were definitely a lot of really, really bad, and I mean really bad units, Red Pycon and Blue Bootanks, who truly never really had a single chance to shine whatsoever. But on the other hand, when making this year's list, I noticed that it was actually significantly harder to find 10 units that I would label as quote-unquote the worst of the year. And I think you could honestly even make the argument that some of the units near the bottom of the list, around 7 through 10, maybe, around that area, could actually still be pretty decent in the game, in the meta right now. So it just goes to show that I think the overall Sparking quality throughout 2021 was actually pretty damn good compared to 2020, relative to the time period when these units released. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my top 10 list of the worst.
All right, let's get it.
2021. All right, so coming in at number 10, we have Green Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, this guy, honestly,
Before Goresh talks, this is such a shame. Because everybody wanted this Trunks to be in the game, right? But when they made him pretty much mid, the only thing he was good at was, other than his main ability, is his Z ability. That was his only uses. Such a shame, right? I mean, he's drippy.
And like I mentioned in the intro,
he has the best win screen, one of the best win screens in the game.
Because he wasn't that great compared to the other units in the banner, like Red Bojack and Purple Revival Gohan. Obviously, just completely outclassed this guy, but he's solid. I mean, he has a bunch of damage. I believe he has 80% damage when he enters the battlefield. He can get card draw speed through his main ability. He gets key back. He draws a blue card. The blue card does massive damage. He has death buffs for Hybrid Saiyans and I think Future as well. Let me actually double check that as well, so that I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, you're right.
So no, actually, it's Sagas from the movies.
Yeah, it's for Sagas from the movies.
Damage inflicted and Hybrid Saiyan HP restoration when he dies. Okay. I mean, he's okay. He gets the full power.
He's cool. He's decent.
Buff when he falls below 700% HP, extra key recovery, damage inflicted. I would say that this guy is just solid, and especially in the meta right now, where you're running into mono purple every other match. Even with Ultra Gogeta release, you still run into mono purple every other match. I really don't feel like this guy really has a place to be used anywhere. I would say the hybrids and movies both have a better green option for their teams right now. Movies, I mean, you have the new green brother just came out. I would say it's pretty significantly better than the Trunks. And then for Hybrid Saiyans, you do have the Revival Saiyan Saga Gohan you could throw in and use him. I mean, there's an argument to be made of which one is better on the Hybrid Saiyan team, this Trunks or the Revival Gohan, just because of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta running around every other match as well. But this guy's obviously not too bad, but just compared to the rest of the Sparkings that came out throughout the year, he barely makes it onto the list at number 10. So that's my number 10 slot. Move on to number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Trunks and Mai. This unit released alongside LF Rose Goku Black. I believe it.
Crazy because this Trunks and Mai used to be the best red for Future, right? Because he was just competing against Revival Cell at the time because Corrupted Merge Massive, he didn't came out. You could also argue the Red Zenkai Cell that came alongside with the Revival Cell, but it was between this guy and Revival Cell at the time.
Back in March of this year. And again, another unit that is really like not that bad. They have card draw speed. They have a really powerful green card. There's some downsides to this unit, though. Obviously, one of the things that I've noticed throughout using them is that their ultimate doesn't have blast armor. It does restore their vanish, though, so it would be so much better if that ultimate had blast armor, because you can restore your vanish through a blast armor ultimate. That actually makes a massive difference. Like, taking a look at their teams, right? They're on Vegeta Clan and Future. Those are the two teams you really want to use this character on. On Future, obviously, you're probably going to prioritize using somebody like the Red LF Corrupted Zamasu, and on Vegeta Clan, just Great Vegeta is just way better than this unit. So I would say that when you look at both their teams that they're meant to be used on, they just really don't have a solid spot on either team. They take okay damage. They take a lot of damage, and that's the main reason why I think they ultimately made the list for me, is that defensively they are a massive liability. This unit's going to get absolutely incinerated by all the ridiculously powerful blue units running around like Ultra Gogeta. We have the Sword of Hope Trunks, and so even type neutral, this unit would probably just get one combo by a lot of the powerful characters in the meta right now, like all the purple. We got Zenkai Vegito running around. We have Goku and Vegeta running around. So yeah, just a character that is solid in some areas, but definitely has not aged very well, I would say. So Trunks and Mai, number 9 on the list. Let's move on to number 8.
Yeah, so these guys, right, it was like I said, in Future, they was pretty much the best red at the time. And then for Vegeta Family, I believe they were the best red at the time until Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta came out, right? Or did Vegeta, his Zenkai was before their release? I feel like I'm getting them mixed up and stuff like that, but these guys, they were good, green card pretty good. I mean, heal, time stuff as well, card draw speed, and then the ultimate pretty, it's decent at the time. It's just that, like Goresh stated, unfortunately, no blast armor, and plus their ult, like, you have to land their ult in order for you to get the 100% vanish. It wasn't like Bardock's or what's his face, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, where their ultimates, like, you just press it and then you get your vanish back. So it's quite unfortunate for these guys.
Alright, coming in at number 8, we have new level of power ice Shenron. Obviously, this guy released.
You know what's the crazy thing about this ice, though? Like, I would probably have this ice over Trunks and Mai, and even the Drip Trunks, only because that the fact that his main ability just reduces your vanishing gauge. That's crazy. And then his blue card actually hits pretty hard. It's like, this guy is actually, to me, he's better than Trunks and Mai and Trunks. But like I said,
anniversary next to Nova Shenron and Super Saiyan.
It's literally 10, 9, and 8. So
anniversary.
I
guess has its ups and downs. I mean, obviously the main part that makes this character even like decent is the fact that he has a vanish removal on his main ability, paired up with the blue card pickup and Q recovery. So you can do combos like with Zenkai Purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You can use a blue card with him, lock your opponent in, switch to ice, use your main ability, lock. And while they're still locked in, you remove their vanish, and you get a guaranteed blue card follow up to that. That's a pretty deadly combo, but. Besides that, I would say that this guy doesn't really have much going for him. He also released at a very unfortunate time because the anniversary, he was sort of like the blue unit you really did want to use on the GT team. Unfortunately for him at the time, I would say that GT was definitely more of a strike-based team. And then pretty much like a month and a half after the anniversary ended, we ended up getting the Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku as well as Maju banners. So this guy instantly got replaced by that Super Saiyan 3 Goku on GT. And
both of them got easily replaced.
Is really this guy's only team. He has Twins, Shadow Dragon, and GT. Obviously, Twins and Shadow Dragon are not teams, so instantly relegated to sort of being unusable on GT unless you just didn't have Super Saiyan 3 Goku or you were really desperate to use a blue character on that team. So, I mean, just a combination of like the lack of teams and, I don't know, lack of utility, lack of good abilities. That's what makes this guy number 8 on my list here. So that's Ice Shenron. Let's go ahead and move on to number 7. All right, coming in at number 7, it pains me to put Launch on this list here, but unfortunately I think...
In my opinion, now since Launch is there, see, I based on my videos, right? Like I re-showcased Launch. I'm gonna showcase her again. I believe this month or next month, whenever she released it, because she released almost a year ago, or a year ago. Exact. I don't know exact. I gotta recheck, but she still hits hard, dude. It's just that because he's ranking it in the current meta, she is a red, and you know how reds are. Ultra Gogeta just destroys Sword of Hope Trunks destroys, Bardock destroys her. She has no defense. She's literally a glass cannon. But If you see my video where I should re-showcase her in a God Key team, if I'm remembering correctly, yo, she and Evolution Blue Vegeta, they make the perfect couple, no pun intended, because what you do right with her is like once you vanish, you green card, and then Evolution Blue Vegeta, now he has level 2 card draw speed. I mean, it's only gonna be for that 5 timer count window, but at the same time, when you literally have an unlimited key after the 35 key threshold, you're literally having that unlimited key while drawing so many cards because of level 2 card draw speed, and it's like Vegeta just, oh my god, becomes crazy. Plus she reduces 2 Dragon Balls on her main, so her and Vegeta, if you're running her in a leader slot, and her Z ability is crazy, because she has 45% damage. Her Z ability is base 45% towards base blast attack and blast defense, if I'm remembering correctly. But this launch actually is crazy. It's just that her only team is Dragon Ball. But like I said, you could use her in the leader slot, but her defense is not good. So
she does deserve.
That's my take on launch.
I really like using her on the Dragon Ball Saga team when she first came out, but obviously that team has not really seen many buffs in many months. So yeah, that in combination with the other team being the girls team that she's on. I mean, both teams are just like kind of like
in the girls right
team. I mean, obviously you can use her in a leader slot on a different team, but it's just there's like infinite better options to choose from here. Her green card is pretty solid. Allows her to switch out earlier than you would normally be able to with an ally that can't switch in yet. Gives key back. I believe she also heals the enemy team, or the ally team when she switches out. And then when she's the last man standing, she can actually fully recover her vanish engage with her green card once only. She gets pretty powerful if you're able to stack up her blast card buffs, and then obviously her main ability can also be pretty annoying with the 3 Dragon Balls that she destroyed in the end.
So, 3.
Other than that, it's just like, again, not really much going for her. I think her typing is probably another burden that she has, right? Because again, red and like green, more so than I think red is probably the worst typing you could possibly be right now in this meta.
Yes, it is.
Like 500 different really powerful blue units running around. So yeah, unfortunately, launch is going to end up at number 7 on the list here. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6 on the list is going to be Nova Shenron. This guy's pretty much in the exact same boat as Ice Shenron, which we saw at number 8 on the list. This guy's only on the GT team. We saw Ice Shenron pretty much get instantly replaced by the GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I would say there's even a bigger argument to be made that this guy just got completely just outclassed, replaced by Maju. I think Maju, like, if you had to choose between
before Goresh keeps talking, so Maju just completely outclasses this guy, and then Super Saiyan 4 Goku with his platinum equipment just completely outclasses this guy. This guy, he sucks.
But Nova Shenron, like,
his only use is his main ability. But his main ability is like he locks you in as well. So.
His main ability, upon initial glance, when his information was first revealed for the 3rd anniversary, actually looked pretty interesting. It locked you and your opponent into the battlefield for 10 counts. It destroyed all of your cards, but it gave you your vanish gauge back, and I believe it also gave you card draw speed. So it was interesting, but I found that upon using him a few times, the fact that it destroyed all of your cards really hurt this unit a lot, because it kind of just like all it does is resets the battlefield, and it makes it really, really tough to actually use this guy as like a finishing unit. Like if you want to lock in, if this guy's lock-in didn't destroy your cards, this guy would actually be pretty good, because again, it's mono purple right now. Obviously, there's a lot of powerful purple units running around. We have the 2-year anniversary blue Vegeta, we have Zenkai Super Vegeta, we have Goku and Vegeta. You could lock those guys in the middle of a combo, get card draw speed, and restore your vanishing gauge. Like, this guy would be pretty powerful if he didn't destroy his own cards. So unfortunately, it's not the case. I feel like the biggest positive out of this unit is his barrier. Even though it's not
his
like,
barrier
that special,
locking.
which I don't know. This guy's just like the definition of like a mediocre character, and I feel pretty comfortable with him on the list here at number 6. So Nova Shenron, number 6. Let's move on to number 5. All right, so we have Revival Super Saiyan Blue Goku at number 5 here on the list, and this is probably
it's crazy because on his initial release, it was like, he's mid. Then it was like a few weeks after, when people started realizing like him and Vados, like you run Vados, him and Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and with that setup of Gaki, they was like, oh, Goku is amazing. And then that's when you start getting then Gogeta 4 got his platinum equipment, then the Legend Festival started, and then it was like, yeah, this guy sucks. But then you can argue that in the top ranks, like even at the time, right? I mean, it was like, do I really want to use him over Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan Blue Goku? I don't know. But I mean, at the time, but like I said, he was good at the time. It's just unfortunate for this dude, man. But I will say that he is better than Nova, and and Ice, in my opinion. I won't say he's better than Trunks in mine, but then you can have an argument. Actually, to me, he is. He's just not better than Trip Trunks overall, unfortunately. So far, like in my list, I'll probably have number 10 as Launch, number 9 Drip Trunks. I mean, that's probably my bias against Launch, not against, but with Launch. Launch is, to me, between out of the 10, she's just better in my opinion. That's my opinion, like I said. So number 10 will be Launch, number 9 will be Drip Trunks, number 8 will be Clapku, number 7 will be Ice, number 6 will be Trunks and Mine, number 5 will be Nova.
Going to be, I would say, one of, if not the most controversial spot that I have on this list, because this guy, when he came out, was actually like really good. You saw this guy a lot in PvP when he first came out, next to the purple hit.
Well, not when he first came out, like a few weeks after, when people started noticing.
The main thing being not only this Goku's ability to make use of his revival mechanic, but also Vados. Vados was a major part of why Goku was the constant healing, the constant sub count reduction, manipulating your enemy's ability to sort of rising rush at all your God Key team. I remember like sort of like my main go-to God Key lineup was Vados, this revival Goku, and Blue Gogeta, the LF yellow Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. But nowadays, Vados has definitely aged a lot. She gets literally one strike card from like Zenkai Sleeper Vegito or Goku and Vegeta, and Vados is dead in one card.
Yeah, which is
so she's borderline unusable right now, which then it just hurts this Goku a lot. And then obviously the biggest thing that hurts this Goku directly is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's presence right now.
Yep.
Right, when he first came out, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he had the 2 Dragon Ball gain, he healed himself whenever he popped the revival mechanic, but with that unique equipment that came out, he's getting 4 Dragon Balls and a permanent 50% damage boost when he activates a revival mechanic.
Well, not only Gogeta, but also like even Cell at the time when Cell first released, he reduces Dragon Ball by 4, minus key recovery by 100% for 3 turn accounts. It was like, that's crazy. Then you got Goku Vegeta, right? Because they reduces your Dragon Ball, they reduces enemy Dragon Ball, I should say, by 2, and they gain 2. Then you got Trunks, where he reduces the health. So instead of Cloud getting 50%, he gets like 35 or 40, something like that. But yeah, it's just that there's so many revival counters. A Vegeta as well. I think A Vegeta has a revival mechanic counter. So it's just Evolution Blue Vegeta. I mean, it doesn't pertain to this dude, but I mean, Evolution Blue Vegeta, he gains type neutral and damage inflicted, or type neutral and reduces Dragon Balls by 2. I think one of the two. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for Clapku.
Stupid. I mean, that's like one of the most ridiculous anti-anything abilities in the game. And so you pretty much bringing this revival Goku into a match against Gogeta, you're instantly gonna lose. Like it's so hard to come back from that. And at this point, there's just so many better blue options to use on his teams that I feel like I'm pretty justified in putting him at number 5 on the list. Probably the biggest like jump or decrease in power of a unit that came out to where he is now on the list here. So Revival Goku is at number 5. Let's move on to number 4. All right, coming in at number 4 on the list is going to be Yellow, Kale, and Khalifa.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say this. At the time, on their initial release, I thought they were better than Tobo. Boy, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Maybe because of my bias of their animation, because their animation was, oh my god, beautiful. I just wish that the Super Saiyan 2 Kale part was actually like who you started with instead of the Khalifa, because we already have a Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa and her Zenkai, like we have her model, but this was the first time they actually brought this model of Kale, so I was hoping that we were able to play with the Kale portion more than the Khalifa portion. But yeah, I thought that they was better than Galtopo, and on their initial release at the time, like the first day. Then the next day, when I start up Topo even more, I was like, nah, absolutely not. Topo just superior than them in every way.
Technically, it's Khalifa, Kale assist. This is a unit that never really, I would say, had a time to shine in this game at all. They came out next to the God of Destruction Topo. And really, the only thing that comes to mind when I think about this unit is that they have the green card that restores 60% of their vanishing gauge, and they have card draw speed. That's pretty much it. And I guess the fact that they lock the enemy in for 3 counts after they attack this character, that's actually pretty powerful as well. But I mean, they're teams that are just like ancient. They haven't been touched in like a millennium. Rival Universe is just like a dead team at this point. And then Girls as well, just doesn't ever see the light of day ever. But yeah, I mean, just a pretty basic character. They have card draw speed, again, the green card that restores vanish, and then they'll lock in after the enemy attack is over. They are very, very squishy. I mean, they have like a generic 40% reduced damage received buff, and that's pretty much it. I think they also reduce damage received once they evade an enemy attack. But I mean, this is a character that's just like mediocre. Like just the definition of like a very mediocre character. And in a meta where we're in right now, where all these ridiculous units running around, mediocre is just not going to cut it. Like this unit's going to come in against a mono purple team. You're going to combo for like 5-6 cards with card draw speed against like Super Vegito, and then the enemy's going to switch to Goku Vegeta, swap to Vegeta, and then do 6 million damage to this unit with 1 blue card. That's exactly what's going to happen. Me personally, I would probably never use this unit on any team. I mean, they're on the Saiyan team as well, obviously, but there's like a negative 100% chance I ever use them on the Saiyan team because there's 700 better characters to use there. Just a disappointing unit overall because they actually look pretty decent on paper, but in practice they just do not hold up at all. So number 4, Kale and Khalifa. Let's move on to number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have Green Yamcha.
I remember this Yamcha, like when on his initial release, it was so annoying in the face because of the lock-in. Then he reduces Dragon Balls and he crit. He was like a more updated yellow hit. So yeah, he was just annoying when he first came out, but obviously he as more characters came out and they were like meta or meta defining, and plus with this Yamcha only being in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball team, it was like this Yamcha wasn't gonna cut it.
Again, a character that really has like 0 teams. He's on Dragon Ball Saga. I think that's actually it. Is he only on? Yeah, he's literally only on Dragon Ball Saga.
Yeah, which
and I
is
guess
unfortunate.
Like red, green, and green, yellow are his teams. This guy actually is interesting because he can do a lot of damage. He's kind of built similarly to Yellow Hit when Yellow Hit came out back in the day, where he didn't really have that many teams, but he had like pretty busted abilities. This guy I wouldn't say has busted abilities, but he just does a lot of damage with his critical hits. And then he also has a similar ability to what we just looked at with the Kale and Khalifa, where once he gets hit and an enemy attack is over, he locks them in for 3 counts. My biggest issue with this unit, besides his teams, is the fact that he has like literally 0 defense. His defense stats are actually pretty solid, 168,000 to both. But if you take a look at his kit here, the only damage reduction he has on his kit is 20% reduced damage received there. He gets another 20% reduced damage received once he takes an enemy hit. But here's the thing. With the 20% reduced damage received buff he has at the start of the battle, he's going to get killed in 1 card.
Yeah.
Being a green unit, he's going to die in 1 hit. With just a measly 20% reduced damage received buff. So that 20% additional buff he's getting after an enemy attack is over is literally not going to mean anything when he either is dead or has like 20% HP left after 1
Exactly.
card. So that's really the big thing I have to say about this character. He doesn't really fit anywhere. His defenses are very, very bad. He has some interesting utility with his main ability, restoring his vanishing gauge and stuff like that, but definitely not anywhere close to enough to save this guy. So number 3, Yamcha. Let's move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Yellow Super Saiyan Broly from Broly.
Not gonna lie, this guy sucks. His only uses is like him being a bench HP buffer for powerful opponent. But I mean, he did have like maybe a day of shine when Hybrids was running rampant. But nah, this guy sucks.
The second coming movie. Yeah, this is probably. I mean, I'll tell you.
Now if you're gonna compare this guy to like a 2019 unit. It's like, come on, bro. You know Broly's better than a 2019 units, and you're being ludicrous at the time. But if we're talking about this current meta right now, he sucks.
Right now, the reason why this guy is not number 1 is because of how many purple units there are running around. If there were not as many purple units in the meta right now that were like top tier, there's a really good chance I would have put this guy at number 1. Like, I think if you take a look at all the characters that released throughout 2021, all the Sparkings that released, like this guy is probably the most basic character. Literally all he's doing is he's stacking up his ultimate damage and he's shooting his ultimate out. And then once he does that, that's it. Like he fulfilled his role. He's gonna die. That's all he does. His main purpose is to build up the ultimate damage. I think it's 20% ultimate damage every time you use a strike cards up to 80%. So you use 4 strike cards, you use the ultimate, and after the ultimate's done, you do nothing. Now, with that being said, the ultimate does hit very hard, and obviously him being a yellow character that has additional damage inflicted against Sun Family, the ultimate can actually be pretty good. As Blast Armor does extra damage when you use, I think it's 30% extra ultimate damage. So this guy has that going for him, but other than that, this guy really does not do anything, like at all. He is just like a basic beat stick character that has some cover cut. His cover change against strike cards doesn't even let you combo into a blue card, which I don't get why they decided that was like a good thing to do for this unit. I guess the reason why is because they were just cautious of him being a Super Saiyan is like my main reasoning behind why maybe they would have done that, but yeah, this guy's really underwhelming. I mean, if you take a look at his second unique ability here, it's literally, like, do you ever see unique abilities with this short of text? The answer is no, almost never. In 2021, almost no units had as short of a unique ability as this. Minus 30% reducing damage cut when battle starts, that's like a new Zenkai unique ability on a character, which is very bad.
Yeah.
Reduces damage received by 30% until combo ends.
Like, that unique ability is literally a 2019 unique ability.
Yeah, just like a really, really basic,
Look how short
not
that shit
impressive at all
is.
character that just gets destroyed by Vegito. So that's it. So number 2 was Yellow Broly. Let's move on to number 1 on the list. All right, so coming in at number 1, we have Red Super Saiyan 2.
Yes, mid-fluff. She sucks. The only thing good about her is the remembrance of the green Kefla, how broken green Kefla was at her time. What a disappointment. It's like, So her playstyle is literally making your opponent vanish. You got to play ultra aggressive with her, right? But it was like, but then it's like her buffs that she gets for you playing ultra aggressive is like, is not that much for her to be good. Like, yeah, she has a decent cool show or whatever. But then, like, for example, in the girls team is like, I rather run launch, right? As my red unit. For fusions, you obviously gonna run Super Gogeta, right? And then USS Bergamo Dispo is just way better than her. It's like, come on, bro. What a disappointing. If you notice throughout this list, and if you talk to different Dragon Ball Legends content creators, or even people who was in the Dragon Ball Legends community, the third anniversary, other than Corrupted Zamasu and Gogeta 4 with the platinum equipment, like, but without platinum equipment, I'm talking about Gogeta 4 without the platinum equipment. That third anniversary sucks in terms of like part 1 of the units. Like, Gogeta 4, it sucked. Now he's amazing because, like I said, the platinum equipment, but he was mid. Ice, he was okay. Vegito Blue, he's Nova's such a disappointment, and she, oh my goodness, Kefla is a disappointment. The only one who is consistently been amazing was Corrupted Zamasu. I mean, now he's in the bad spot because he, even though he's the best red in the game, you know, there's Ultra Gogeta Bardock and, you know, the blue characters who's running rampant right now. But yeah, that third anniversary part 1 sucked. Part 2 was a saving grace, funny enough. Shout out to Revive Home
Kefla, who came out during the 3-year anniversary. Now, obviously, before we even go into talking about her kit, you can instantly tell the massive difference between this year's list and last year's list. Last year's list, we had like red Pycon at number 2. We had blue Boo Tanks at number 1. Like, those units were actually unusable, terrible garbage.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one thing you guys gotta know is the Dragon Ball Legends team. They did a really good job in terms of like designing units to be at bare minimum okay. Like, at bare, like, this Kefla will easily shred a lot of the trash Sparking that came out in 2020, like, easily. But it's just that when we're talking about, especially when Goresh is talking about the year 2021, she is, yes, I agree that she is the worst Sparking of 2021, Summonable wise.
I probably would not say the same thing about Red Kefla. I mean, Red Kefla, you can still use her right now. She's not going to be good, but you can still, like, you know, do work with her if you know what you're doing with the character. This character really never had a time to be used, though, right? I mean, we already had the Red Super Gogeta Zenkai. Had already been out for like 6 months by the time this Kefla came out, and she did not even come close to being as good as that Red Gogeta Zenkai. Nowadays, you use a red unit like this Kefla in the meta, guess what? She's getting one carded by all these blues.
She's getting sneezed.
You think Sword of Hope Trunks is going to have a good time fighting this Kefla? He's going to kill her in like one hit. Same thing with Ultra Gogeta, right? Same thing with Bardock, honestly. Like, the Zenkai Bardock from like 2 years ago was going to kill this Kefla in one hit almost. But I mean, a lot of what she's trying to do is based on her attacking first, which I actually think is a good concept. They just didn't execute it correctly with this character because she's getting, let's take a look at what she's getting here. So I think it's under here. Yeah, applies the following effects to self every time own attack is evaded with a vanishing step. So she gets 20 key, 20% damage, 60% vanishing gauge recovery, and then she draws a card. That is not anywhere close to good enough. And this is an entire unique ability.
Which is
an entire unique ability that is dependent on you fulfilling a condition.
Yeah.
So pretty much there is actually a chance that, actually not even just a chance, there's like a more likely than not probability, I would say, that this entire unique ability does nothing when she switched into the battlefield. Like, this actually has a really high chance of doing nothing. It's as if this is not,
exactly.
This needed to be like twice as good as it is for it to be worth it. I think 60% vanishing gauge is like barely not good enough. There's a reason, by the way. There's a reason that they gave this Kefla, or sorry, there's a reason why they gave the Goku and the Vegeta 70% vanishing gauge recovery on their blue card. The difference between 60 and 70% is so
massive.
And it's the same thing we see with purple hits blue card as well. Purple hits blue. Restore 60% vanishing gauge. The difference between purple blue card and Goku and Vegeta's blue card is night and day. That 10% difference between 60 and 70% actually does make a huge difference. So the fact that this Kefla only gets 60% vanishing age recovery, I don't want to say it might as well not even be there at all, but you're very, very unlikely to see that actually matter, I would say. 20 key and 20% damage, I mean, that should be 40 key and 50% damage. Then you should be drawing 2 cards. Like, this needs to be so much better to reward you for being proactive and actually attacking first in this game, right? That's just how this works. The one good thing I think she does do, though, is she does actually gain the, like, LF Broly, LF Majin Vegeta mechanic of ignoring special cover changes with her main ability pop for 15 timer counts. That actually is pretty good. But her green card is pretty bad. Her ultimate doesn't really hit that hard. And overall, I'd say that she's just not an impressive unit at all. All of her teams that she's on, she's just not, like, honestly, she's not even the first or second option, I don't think, on any of her teams, except for maybe Fusion Warriors, because Fusion Warriors might only have 2 reds, like this Kefla and then the Zenkai Super Gogeta, because you're not going to use the red Vegito at all. But, yeah, I would probably never use this character again. I mean, literally, I'm telling you right now, the only time I used her was during the anniversary when she came out. I don't think I've touched her since then, and I don't think I've ran into a single one. No, that's not true. I think I fought like 1 or 2 red Keflas since the anniversary. So, to me, with everything considered, with all the angles looked at, I think this is probably, to me, the most unimpressive Summonable Sparking in 2021, released from January 1st to December 31st on a banner. Again, I think if the amount of purple units was not as high as it was right now, there's definitely an argument to be made that Yellow Broly is probably worse than this Kefla is. But I think, just, you know, with the meta factored in, he's too valuable with his typing, I think. But yeah, red is also, again, I think probably the worst typing right now, so that does play against Kefla too. So let me know down below what you guys think about this list here. Again, much more difficult list to make this year than last year. And again, that does speak volumes to how the quality of character has improved this year as opposed to last year, right? Remember, red Pycon, blue tanks, complete difference. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Alrighty, so let's check the comment sections. This is gonna be fun. Put newest first. Look at the first one, bro. Trunks is my archive. Okay. Sure, buddy. This is a Look at this guy. Did this dude just put Revival Goku as one of the worst SP Summonable unit? Yes, nigga, he did. He sucks. I have used Trunks and me. Hold on. I have used Trunks and me in top 20k PvP against 9-star Ultra Vegeta, Goku Vegeta, and more top 2 units, and they perform solid against those units. But mine is 9 stars. You just said that you're in top 20k. There's your answer, buddy. This is funny. So you telling me that the only character that I have Senkai Awaken launch, she doesn't even Senkai, bro. What is Senkai? Is dude in the water? Damn, I'm quitting the game. Oh my god, these comments are funny. Is this a coincidence, or did he do it on purpose that the length of this video is the same length of an anime episode? Well, Goresh is an anime studio, bro. Did you not know? Did you not know the lineage of evil? That's that studio LOE, bro. Unfortunately, nah, let me stop. Your whole video is a cap. Alright. So tell me, why is it a cap? How you gonna just leave a comment like your whole video is a cap? What's the reason? What the fuck? These comments are funny. Kefla is actually in my main because she's actually good. She doesn't deserve a place in this list. The simps of Kefla, bro. Purple Sun. I really don't understand how Blue Goku, Red Kefla, or Yellow Broly are on here. They don't suck. Y'all just dog water with the unit, shaking my head. No. You're just super biased towards those 3 units. That the fact that you can't fathom that there's other characters that are way superior to her. Literally, I'd rather use fucking EX Blue Gohan over those 3. Come on, bro. This list is ass. Top 10 worst Sparking should be Manju, Goku, Super Saiyan. I agree with this guy, man. You get a like, sir. I agree. But you see? Nah, you see, now I'm gonna have to disagree now, because you, number 1 should be Ultra Super Saiyan. Nah, not Super Saiyan, my fault. You see, I'm a mistake. Number 1 should be Ultra Super Gogeta. See, now I'm gonna remove my like, because you got this list wrong. Number 1 should be Ultra Gogeta. How dare you? Yellow K and C. You forgot the F, sir. KFC? How dare you? Are good, and they shouldn't be on the list. Actually, Mr. Amari M. They are. Revival Goku? Bunch of question marks? And that sums up this video.